Good evening, I'm Ian Hanomansing. Tonight, on a long weekend when so many Canadians would gather, emotional pleas from those on the front lines to stay home.
Wave 3 is a different disease.
We are seeing our hospitals really full to the brim.
Everyone's burnt out. Everyone's tired of this.
As Canada surpasses 1 million recorded COVID-19 cases and more Canadians become critically ill, doctors on the front lines speak out and call for change.
We need to get the vaccines to those people who need it most right now.
Plus, the worst outbreak in the NHL yet in Vancouver.
You have to be vigilant when it comes to this stuff because it can happen to anyone.
It's raising concerns about a variant taking hold in BC as the province marks a record-breaking weekend. And William Shatner, it's a real honor to speak with you.
Is it?
William Shatner on 70 years in the biz and turning 90.
Last time I looked, it was 60. And you know what 60's like.
Yeah, a little too close for comfort there, William. This is The National. For many Canadians, this long weekend is traditionally a time to get together, to eat, to celebrate, to catch up. But this year, like the last, COVID is forcing a different message. Health officials urging people to be careful and hoping they stay at home as variants drive the virus's spread in many areas.
You can't pretend that the virus and the pandemic is gone just because the weather's nicer and there's vaccines in people's arms. We still have a long fight ahead of us.
This weekend, Canada topped 1 million COVID cases, and the spread is speeding up, especially in Ontario, where daily new cases have now once again surpassed more than 3,000. And it's not just the number of people getting sick that's worrying, it's the number getting severely ill. Tonight, there are more COVID patients in Ontario ICUs than ever before. As Talia Ricci explains, that isn't just exhausting hospital staff, it's scaring them too.
This is the biggest crisis in modern Ontario hospital history.
There are currently 467 COVID patients in Ontario ICUs, far above the height of the second wave. And the CEO of Ontario's Hospital Association says it's only going to get worse.
Within a matter of a few short weeks, it seems very probable that our intensive care units are going to run out of space completely. That is why you see so many physicians in particular
Panicked and speaking out.
We are seeing our hospitals really full to the brim.
Multiple admissions overnight with really young patients.
We're at over 100% constantly.
It's a new pandemic now.
This is a new disease I am scared of.
Underscoring the strain and heartache healthcare workers are feeling. Dr. Michael Warner shared the story of his patient, a woman in her 40s who died on Saturday away from her family.
They didn't get to see her from the moment that she entered the hospital. They'll never see her.
17 healthcare providers tried to save her life. She was infected by her husband, who's an essential factory worker.
Those stories get played out over and over again in hospitals all across this country, and these people have no protection. And I'm tired of it. I can't take it anymore. It's not fair.
Contributing to rising emotions, scenes like this in one Toronto mall, still allowed to be open with the current restrictions. Along with their frustrations, doctors are sharing what they think needs to happen to slow this virus down. They're calling on officials for paid sick leave, vaccines for essential workers, and for those who live in hotspots.
We need equity now here. Means we need to get the vaccines to those people who need it most right now, and everybody will benefit from that.
Anthony Dale says overwhelmed ICUs could result in doctors making life or death choices.
You're invoking the triage tool, which means physicians having to make choices that they should never be asked to make. This virus, if it hasn't touched you yet, in all probability, before this is over, it will.
Talia Ricci, CBC News, Toronto.
So that record-breaking third wave has already hit Ontario's ICUs, but several other provinces are seeing explosive case growth and hospitals are bracing for a surge in patients. This is the number of COVID patients in Canada's ICUs since last fall. To bring that number down during the second wave, last November and December, provinces brought in a range of lockdown-style measures. It took weeks for that to be reflected in declining ICU numbers. With the third wave rising, new measures are only this week coming into effect in a few provinces. In some places, they're less strict than the winter lockdowns, and before doctors and nurses see the impact, and that's weeks away, some things are likely to get worse. Daily new cases in BC have broken records 3 times this past week. Among the new restrictions, no more indoor dining at restaurants, but the response from at least one has been to ignore that.
Get out! Get out! Get out! Why you guys come disturb a business?
Patrons shouting down bylaw officers at this Vancouver restaurant. The officers followed down the street after they responded to complaints. The restaurant has declared its intention to reopen again later in the week. But today the province warned that breaking public health orders will not be tolerated. The other big COVID story in BC tonight is playing out in pro sports. About half of the Vancouver Canucks players have now tested positive for COVID-19. Briar Stewart shows us the implications, not just for the team, but for the province as well.
This arena is even quieter these days because COVID-19 has sidelined the Vancouver Canucks.
Edmonton hangs on the winner.
They were supposed to play in Edmonton yesterday, but that was one of 4 games officially postponed.
Obviously what's happened in Vancouver is a lot more than hockey, so we're obviously thinking, we're hoping that everyone's doing all right. And
in a statement, the GM of the Canucks said they hope for return to full health as soon as possible. 16 players are affected, along with coaching staff and family members.
I think it's really mixed. I think some people have felt just awful, and some people consider themselves very fortunate that it hasn't hit them hard at all.
At least some of the cases have been reportedly connected to the highly infectious P1 variant, which is spreading throughout BC. Earlier this week, the province shut down Whistler after a few hundred cases of the strain were detected. Next door, Alberta is also dealing with an outbreak.
When the variants get established, they have this transmission advantage, and basically you see a resurgence of the epidemic led by the variants. This has really been the story.
Over the weekend, drier weather made it easier for people to gather outdoors, but cases in the province have been surging.
These are young athletes.
This hockey fan and podcaster says the fact that the Canucks got COVID when they have safety protocols and daily testing shows how real the risk is.
I hope that the deeper message people get is, you have to be vigilant when it comes to this stuff because it can happen to anyone.
The Canucks were supposed to return to the ice this Thursday, but insiders say that won't be happening, and the entire team could be out for a few more weeks. Briar Stewart, CBC News, Vancouver.
Well, joining us now is Dr. Lenora Saxinger, an infectious disease physician in Edmonton. And Dr. Saxinger, as you see this third wave, what concerns you most?
Well, we've seen a shift in the age at which people are becoming severely ill. So we're having really rapid spread in adult populations, and the more highly vaccinated elderly population now really does appear to be more protected. But we're seeing increasing numbers of admission to hospital and ICU in younger adults during this wave than we'd seen before.
And of course, variants seem to be driving this.
Absolutely. The increased transmission of variants is really driving the surges in many places across the country.
So this is a really interesting point. I mean, in terms of these variants, we know they're more transmissible. So what should we be doing to try to reduce the risk of transmission?
Well, in a lot of places right now, we have a UK strain as the dominant variant strain that's transmitting, although we're seeing tickles of others. And in the UK, with their recent terrible surge with very high mortality, they brought it under control without necessarily changing the measures that we all know we need to do in terms of distancing, hand washing, masking, reducing contact, but doing it extremely carefully and vigilantly, and with a pretty strict lockdown for a period of time. So the measures aren't different, but the way that we go about doing them has to be pristine, honestly.
Dr. Saxinger, thank you.
Thank you.
In Rome today, COVID concerns left St. Peter's Square deserted as the Pope delivered his traditional Easter message.
Gesù, il crocifisso è risorto come aveva detto. Alleluia.
He lamented the poor people who have borne the brunt of pandemic suffering, and he spoke out against armed conflicts that have persisted during this difficult time. This is, of course, the second Easter Sunday celebrated in the pandemic. Passover and the Persian New Year have also gone through this twice, and Ramadan starts later this month. The challenge is to mark those events while keeping safe. Matt Demore shows us how people across Canada did that today.
Amazing grace.
At Montreal's Westview Bible Church, even the name of today's celebration signaled something very different: the Drive-In Easter Jamboree.
My chains are gone.
After grabbing a goodie bag, worshipers drove to a parking lot ready for a sermon and live music. For this family, it was their first in-person visit to Westview in almost a year.
We feel really excited because, our daughter Mia, she was born in the pandemic. This is the first time she came here. Many people know I was pregnant, but they never meet her.
In much of Quebec, there's a limit of 250 people to gather inside a place of worship. The pastor here says they've been capping attendance at half of that, and today they moved things outside for the special occasion.
Easter being a time where we really are wired and called to celebrate together, there has been something soul satisfying, and it's a sense of victory.
Across Canada, churches had to adapt for the second Easter in a row. In BC this week, after a spike in cases, officials backtracked on a plan for limited indoor gatherings. But at the Christ Church Cathedral in Vancouver, the plan always called for a virtual celebration.
Our live stream is really reaching so many people, and it allows people to watch from the comfort and the safety of their home. And then again, those who wish communion can come outside, because we're still able to have an outdoor component.
Back in Montreal, Pastor Salmoni says they'll likely continue to offer live-streamed services even after the pandemic ends. Matt Damour, CBC News, Montreal.
We passed another benchmark in this pandemic, and this is a good one. The number of vaccine doses administered to Canadians shot past 6 million over the weekend, and according to Procurement Minister Anita Anand, another 44 million vaccine doses are expected to arrive by the end of June. Canada's North was given priority in the early days of the rollout. In Nunavut, more than half the population has had one shot, almost a third fully immunized. And as travel restrictions eased, the territory's premier made a special visit to his hometown of Arviat. That was hit by the territory's worst outbreak back in November. Pauline Pimuk takes us to a community turning the corner.
The flight from Iqaluit to Arviat is nearly 4 hours. But for much of the pandemic, the community was isolated by more than that. Arviat was hard hit by COVID, locked down during the coldest, darkest months of the year for 128 days. Now, a visit from Nunavut's premier to a community emerging into the light once again. At a local high school, teacher Doreen Manik shows him what's changed. It's quiet in here, she says. We keep them in small groups. At another school, concern about emotional well-being.
Have to sort of support each other and, let everybody know it's okay to be in school and to be around people again.
Hi, Cree.
This local health center was at the front line of the outbreak. More than 300 cases in a community of about 3,000. Arviat hasn't seen a new case since March 20th. Sharon Aulajut is the supervisor at Public Health. The world is brighter and happier, she says. Less stress on the staff, all the heaviness is gone.
We have to recognize that the vaccine is a game changer. Like the impact of COVID-19 in Arviat is much different today than it was in November because so many people have been vaccinated.
For Premier Savikatak, this is his first visit home since last October. A welcome opportunity to finally reconnect safely.
I'm glad to be here and home and celebrate with you that restrictions are slowly getting lifted, and I'm thankful that I'm home now.
Savikatak's son is the mayor of Arviat.
It's been a while. There was no Christmas. He couldn't come for Christmas. So I'm very happy that he's here, along with everyone that came to Arviat today.
Arviat, once hard hit, serving as a reminder of life beyond the pandemic. Pauline Pimuk, CBC News, Iqaluit.
Tragedy has struck off the coast of Cape Breton and left the LC Buktuk First Nation in New Brunswick in mourning. One man is dead and another is presumed to be after their boat capsized yesterday while fishing snow crab on the first day of the season.
Had successfully set the first set of traps and were on their way to set the second set, from what I heard. And they started taking on water in the engine room.
It happened yesterday evening about 30 kilometers west of Shetticamp, Nova Scotia. 5 men were on board. A fishing boat was able to pull 4 from the water, but one, Seth Monahan, a father to 2 young children, later died in hospital. The boat's captain, Craig Sock, is still missing and presumed dead, tonight being remembered for his leadership and kindness.
He was a generous, hardworking, a good-natured person.
The main issue was freezing spray and freezing rain.
Complicating the search for the missing captain, a freezing rainstorm that also downed trees and snapped power poles on Cape Breton today.
In those conditions, it was impossible to fly our aircraft. Our marine resources were also experiencing significant freezing spray.
Both men are being mourned tonight in the Elsie Booktook First Nation. In a statement, the chief and council said, as all fishers understand and accept the inherent risks that come with their profession, nothing can ever truly prepare us for a tragedy such as this. The Alberta Serious Incident Response Team is investigating after RCMP shot and killed a 24-year-old man on Saturday. It happened on the Ochise First Nation, northwest of Red Deer. Police were called for reports of someone yelling and jumping on a vehicle. When they arrived, they say the man went inside a home and then came out later with a weapon, and that is when he was shot by police. In the Middle East, Jordan has long been considered one of the region's most stable regimes, but now a dramatic rift in the royal family is playing out publicly, and that has some experts and locals nervous. Here's Ellen Morrow.
Not part of any conspiracy.
Under apparent house arrest, Prince Hamza bin Hussein decrying the leadership of his own half-brother, Jordan's King Abdullah.
This country has become stymied in corruption, in nepotism, and in misrule. And the result has been the destruction or the loss of hope.
The royal rivalry dates back decades. After their father, the late King Hussein, died, Hamza was named crown prince as Abdullah took the throne. Just a few years later, Abdullah stripped Hamza of his crown prince title. Now Hamza is denying he's been colluding with foreign entities to destabilize the country, the charge being made by the government. No one is above the law, says the head of Jordan's Senate. Full force will be used against those wanting to harm stability. Jordan's stability has been its strength, making it a key geopolitical ally of the West in the Middle East. But recent years have been tough. The economy already under pressure, made worse now by the pandemic.
People are very much upset. But I don't think there's any fear to the stability of the regime, partly because many Jordanians don't want to see the actual regime crumble. Prince Hamza
Still, this analyst says Prince Hamza's seeming arrest may backfire.
He does have popularity amongst some people, that now his house arrest has made him a cause célèbre amongst other people in the community.
On the streets of Amman, hope the royal rift doesn't escalate further. We don't want anything to happen, this man says. I ask God to have this country remain stable. Many regional powers, along with Canada and the U.S., have expressed their support for King Abdullah. Canada today saying it values Jordan's efforts to ensure stability and security in the region. Ellen Morrow, CBC News, Washington.
The hot housing market shows no signs of abating, and the frenzy is spreading.
You have a whole lot of pent-up money chasing very few houses.
Bidding wars, skyrocketing prices, no longer just in big cities anymore. Plus,
security, this is the captain.
Half a century since the debut of Captain Kirk, William Shatner is 90. He speaks about his iconic role and how he hopes to be remembered.
There's no such thing as legacy.
And virtual church service hasn't stopped one woman from showing up in her Sunday best.
It's kind of a reverence. You want to be respectful when you go to church.
That's for all those who showed up in sweats for Zoom Easter. Stay with us. Godzilla vs. Kong is turning a monster profit at the U.S. box office, at least by pandemic standards. It pulled in $32 million this weekend after opening Wednesday. Small sales compared to normal times. Still, analysts say that so many people turned out to see it is a good sign for the movie theater industry. The pandemic has certainly been a destructive monster for the Canadian economy, but through it all, one sector has proved more than immune. Canada's housing market is surging, but not just in the places you'd expect. As Jacqueline Hansen shows us, demand for small-town real estate is through the roof.
An hour southwest of Ottawa, the real estate market in the small town of Perth is booming.
We have noticed a lot of Ottawa, Toronto families moving in.
House prices are heating up. From February of last year to this year, prices in the area increased more than 50%. In mid-March, Barb Armstrong and her husband put their house up for sale.
We thought, well, jeepers, maybe we should go for it now.
In 1 week, they had 35 viewings and 11 offers. The winner, $150,000 over asking and no conditions, a type of deal that's usually only seen in big city markets.
But it's these sort of satellite cities of larger cities that are seeing big increases.
This expert says people who have been working from home during the pandemic have spent the past year saving, and now they're going shopping for bigger spaces further away.
So you have a whole lot of pent-up money chasing very few houses, and they're able to finance those with record low interest rates.
We've spent good for sellers, but not so for some buyers, like Lars Reese Hansen. He sold his home in Comox on Vancouver Island in the fall in order to buy one he could better afford to retire in.
Most of the places that I've requested to view are sold before I actually get a foot out the door.
He expanded his search a ferry ride away to Powell River, but even there, prices jumped nearly 30% over the past year.
I now look at my retirement plans and I'm questioning whether or not I will be able to realize them.
The market is so tight in remote Powell River, Ian Jackson and his wife took a leap of faith when they bought their new house.
Bit of a scary moment, too. It still is, because we still haven't seen the place.
They sold their North Vancouver home in February.
Pretty central.
And bought this one after just a virtual tour and paid over asking, leaving the big city behind and bringing some of its real estate frenzy along with them. Jacqueline Hansen, CBC News, Toronto.
A double blow for one Toronto woman has prompted her to go public. She was laid off because of the pandemic, spent her severance on car insurance, and then found out her broker hadn't been passing on her payments. With what happened next, here's Diane Buckner.
Welcome to the Customer Experience Department.
Yasmin Sheriff isn't happy with her customer experience.
And do you have your policy number with you?
She paid $6,000 to an insurance broker to insure her family's 2 cars with Intact.
So the deal was if I can pay 1 year upfront for the insurance to cover the cars, he can get a better rate.
But 4 months later, she was shocked to discover her policy was canceled for non-payment.
I honestly didn't imagine that it can happen in Canada, okay?
The insurance broker she paid, Daniel Conrado, has been arrested and charged with fraud against 20 victims. Both Intact and the brokerage he worked for, Axel Insurance, are aware of that, but Sheriff says neither has done anything to help her. Without insurance, she can't drive, and she needs the use of a vehicle.
I've been operated in my spine 10 times, 10 spine surgeries. I can walk for a bit, but not too long. I get pain.
Yasmin Sheriff has been trying to get her car insured, but so far every quote she's been given is over $10,000. Why so high? Is because of those missed payments with Intact. Not her fault, but that poor credit history means higher rates. After being contacted by CBC News, Intact has now removed that credit issue from Sheriff's file and apologized to her. In a statement, a representative said, "It's taken too long to resolve this for our customer." But what about her missing money? Brokerages do carry fidelity insurance to protect against losses due to employee theft.
The fidelity bond requirement is in place, is designed to protect them in circumstances, in the rare circumstances of this happening.
But this regulator says the case first has to work its way through the courts. Yasmin Sheriff isn't waiting. She's launched a lawsuit against the brokerage.
They are liable for their employees' action, and that's the best way to get my money.
That strategy will also take time, but she says she's determined. Diane Buckner, CBC News, Toronto.
Our Go Public stories come from you, so if you have a tip for the team to investigate, send an email to gopublic@cbc.ca. 7 decades in the business, and William Shatner is not slowing down.
Too old for that car, gringo? All right, let's do this.
He's got a new movie out and an album on the way. Shatner gives advice for staying strong at 90.
The pillow's got to be exactly right.
My conversation with the Canadian icon is next. Welcome back. It might be hard to imagine turning 90. Harder still to imagine being a world-famous actor who's embodied a stellar role for more than half a century. When I spoke with William Shatner, I learned that he's far from the final frontier.
Let's roll, please. Here we go. Ready and action.
Oh, hi. I'm William Shatner.
He's been a star on stage and screen for almost 70 years. A proud Canadian, born in Montreal, Shatner went to McGill University and got his start in theatre at Stratford.
Blood and destruction shall be so in use, and dreadful objects so familiar.
Stop talking such foolishness, Pop.
The saintly Alexei is portrayed by William Shatner.
His first feature film role was in The Brothers Karamazov.
You know, these are things that they don't normally do on the stage. Is this not true? That's true.
Followed by more movies and stints on Broadway.
These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise.
And then in 1966, he took on that iconic role, Captain James Tiberius Kirk, on the USS Enterprise.
What constitutes a hit show or a hit movie? And everybody tries to make one. And the elements are, it's chemistry.
More memorable roles followed. William Shatner celebrated his 90th birthday last month, but that hasn't slowed him down. He's just released a new movie, Senior Moment, shot before the pandemic, and he's still working. Yeah. William Shatner, it's a real honor to speak with you.
Is it?
I think it is, yes. You have just celebrated a milestone birthday. What's life like?
Is that a milestone or is that a millstone?
Well, you tell me. What's life like at 90?
Well, it's certainly is a milestone, but it's also, I mean, insurance companies to take a look at, askance at you, people who renew your driver's license look strangely at you. It's a weird thing to be 90 and not to really kind of get it. Like, when did it become 90? Last time I looked, it was 60. And you know what 60's like.
I do, yes. Yeah, a little too close for comfort there, William. As I look at you and as I speak with you, I don't know what 90's supposed to look like, but it doesn't. No. It's not the way you present yourself.
No, you don't understand. This is 90.
Yeah.
This is the way it's supposed to look.
Fantastic.
Yeah. If you take your vitamins and exercise, and I don't know, it's DNA. I'm sure. But it's also good Canadian winters, I'm sure.
I'm still working on Snapshot. What do you have there?
It's not Snapshot, it's Snapchat.
So you have just shot a movie, Senior Moment, and has just been released. And I can't imagine what it's like to work at 90, much less to do a movie at that age. Was it different? It hurts.
The hips, the shoulders. And I don't want to take any pain pills, but you know, around 90, things start to like, oh wow, that's hurt. And the pillow's got to be exactly right, otherwise your back hurts, and things hurt when you're 90. Not so that you're incapacitated, but you know, this is good, but this left arm is a little stiff. Yeah, no, 90. You know, I can remember the words. And what's your name again?
So it wasn't there were no big challenges in shooting this movie?
No, no more than the usual challenge of trying to remember the words and hitting the marks and making it sound real and getting back and forth. This was shot in Palm Springs, and which is about 100 miles away from Los Angeles was where I lived. And so I instead of going back and forth, I decided to stay in the town. So I just focused on this movie like a monk. I had nothing else to do. There were no kids, no dogs, no other responsibilities other than focus on this movie. And I felt such joy in being able to do it. So the film is as good as I can do, I guess.
Let me ask you about the pandemic, what we've all lived through. How has it affected your life?
Well, I'm embarrassed to say, you know, I mean, everybody's suffering and incarcerated in their rooms, but I'm in a nice big house. I move around. My wife is, you know, we send out for grocery boxes. I have horses, and I'm able to get to the horses, drive to the horses. So as many mornings as I can a week, I'm on a horse. Then I come here and I work and I do this, and I'm making an album. I've made an album.
Tell me about the meaning of life.
Doing a really advanced artificial intelligence 3D thing that when you press a button, that AI will select an answer to a question you ask this holographic figure. All kinds of new and different things that I'm involved in that I'm able to do from my home. So I've preached to my kids, here's a moment when you're alone and you're forced to focus. Take something you love and focus even more on it, because you have to, because there's nothing else to do. So it's an opportunity to really examine what it is about your life you love and to focus on it.
Your energy and your focus is incredible. Got to tell you something though. I was talking to one of my sons, he's 24 years old, and I said, let's play word association. And you go, okay. I said, William Shatner, and of course he said, Star Trek. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? How do you feel about your association?
Well, when he gets to be 25, I hope he has a different answer. But up until 24, I'll accept it. No, it's great.
These words and the words that follow were not written only for the Yangs, but for the Coms as well.
The Coms?
They must apply to everyone, or they mean nothing. Do you understand?
Listen, a strange little 3-year length series went on the air, and it was in the future, and it was one of, you know, it wasn't the first one. And then 6 or 7 years goes by, and they put it into syndication, and it's a earlier hour, and people begin to watch it, and suddenly it becomes popular. And it becomes a show business phenomena, of which I was part of the people who started it. And more than 55 years later, how many iterations are there of Star Trek? Your son says Star Trek, he's 25, but you know, you got to send him to a better school than he. But what a compliment that is, eh?
Yeah.
I mean, if he's as bright as you are, he knows a great deal, and there he is with Star Trek. So many people. I was on a Star Trek, what do we call this, Zoom convention on Saturday, and one person after another with tears in their eyes telling me how Star Trek and I had affected them. It was so meaningful.
We talked about a little bit about your career, but you probably think about your legacy as well. What do you hope your legacy will be?
There's no such thing as legacy.
Huh.
I mean, even if you have a stone for a gravestone, it's knocked over and desecrated, and it falls into the ground, and eventually it's gone, and they say, let's get rid of that, bury somebody else there. There's no such thing as legacy. Legacy lasts a day of mourning, maybe a week, maybe in my case. Remember that guy in Star Trek? What's his name? You know, your son now is 27 and says, what? I can't quite remember. But what is there, what is a legacy, is doing something good for somebody or your country, doing some positive deed that will have ramifications with other people and other things. Save something, do something good for somebody. Everybody needs something. Do something that people need, and that will reverberate. That's your legacy. Nobody will say, I know the legacy, I got the legacy. Nobody will know that you did that good deed, but it's there.
Your phone's ringing, that's a good sign. Maybe that's your next job.
No, I don't need another job. I got you.
William Shatner, you are an impressive guy and a real pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. Pleasure to talk to you. I look forward to the next time.
All right, bye-bye. So keep in mind, he has no idea what questions I'm going to ask. There was no conversation beforehand about questions. So all of that kind of quick wit and comeback are what he was actually doing. Yes, he's just turned 90 years old. And he's doing all of that via a Zoom camera in his home in Los Angeles. It's hard enough for me to even conduct a meeting with people in Toronto on Zoom, and yet he nailed it in that interview. Well, the next generation of basketball stars may be coming from an unlikely place.
It's the only prep basketball program in Nova Scotia.
A new club in Halifax is fostering new talent and pushing for change. Plus,
It cannot go another 52 Sundays, that's for sure.
a new outfit every week for a year. An Oklahoma woman brings new meaning to Sunday style. Stay with us. There are basketball programs, and then there is Halifax Prep, the passion of a man who lifted youth basketball in the community to another level.
The purpose is to give back to the community. They're not going to be restricted to get in the gym if they want to and get some training in.
Basketball pro Ming Fallahan built the court and made it a one-stop shop for youth empowerment. We brought you part one of this story on Friday. Tonight, the challenges. The program has been making an impact and getting noticed, but it has also been getting pushback. So here's the conclusion of our story, Halifax Prep.
Our biggest challenge is to get accepted in what we do, in helping the kid. That's the biggest challenge. And we finally got a building, a training facility. A lot of people accepted it, but it looks like yesterday somebody didn't accept it, broke the door.
Upon arrival, our officers found that the front door, glass window, had been smashed out of the building. At this point, it's still under investigation, and our investigators are looking for anyone who has information in relation to this to contact police so that we can further the investigation.
It doesn't come as a surprise. You know, we're living in a world now that's filled with a lot of hate.
I think a lot of people in the community are seeing him grow so fast. It's like they think he just blew up out of nowheres and are kind of taking their spotlight. They've been struggling for years to get a ball, to get different programs here, and they don't really grow, but Ming definitely blew up, and that's a shocker for everybody.
You know, this is like a 5 years dream of trying to open up a facility. So to finally have something we can call home, it's huge, it's massive. So having our own home, breaking into it, it hurts.
He's talked about a facility since before we even had a team or an organization whatsoever. We had no idea what any of this would look like. An opportunity arose. I said, no, let's not do it. It's too risky. I was scared. The numbers didn't necessarily make sense for me, but Ming is like, just jump in all the way in kind of guy with everything that he does. He was prepared to lose on it if necessary. It's how much it meant to him.
It has been really challenging watching him struggle to give the type of ball that he's used to, the commitment that he wants to bring to the kids. People thinking that we're just one of those programs that are just here to make a quick buck and then disappear on the kiddos.
At this point, he's building a brand and a team and trying to bring something different to the city. And he's willing to invest his time to really prove that the concept works and that it's needed here.
Canadian players would always leave to America because they didn't have the opportunities locally. So similarly speaking, with the Halifax players, they're always leaving to America, or they're leaving to Ontario because they don't have it in Nova Scotia until Halifax Prep was born.
Halifax Prep, for example, is the only prep basketball program in Nova Scotia. So for us, we always have to travel to play games. We can't play at home. Why? We still don't know yet.
To be able to play our teams, you have to be a school, and
The prep program, like many other club programs, it's not affiliated to a school.
My players goes to a school here. So how come you say we're not a school when the players goes to school? They just decided to play for me.
And every door he has knocked on has been slammed in his face. So the rules have impacted the best athletes the most.
We wanted to play in front of our fans because it was like the new guys that were coming, they were like just as good as us, or some of them are even better than us. Right. But it was like, you're just stuck at DHS, you're not allowed to play us. So like, you know, if it was a game like Halifax Prep versus DHS, like everyone would be there.
It's just, we are a different track, and it's not Halifax Prep, it is sport, right? It is the rugby teams can't play, club rugby teams can't play our rugby teams. Hockey teams, club hockey teams can't play our school hockey teams. It's not a basketball issue, it is a school sport and club sport system.
But these guys are all over the place in Nova Scotia, and they're just getting missed because there's so many rules in place.
The rule has been in place for a long time, and to be honest with you, none of our member schools have asked us to change it. It hasn't been asked for a review because we have our self-contained sports system.
You know, we need to be progressive and forward-thinking.
When we look at rules and policy at all levels, we're seeing it constantly evolve, and we're seeing entire school curriculums change. You know, 50 years ago, the curriculums we were teaching our kids were a lot different than they are today. If school boards were not open to rewriting the curriculum or rewriting policy, we would not evolve. You have to be willing to change policy as the world evolves.
As a facilitator of the game, a coach, and as a person, and I've changed. Like, I even started out where you had to go down to the States to play. You know, you had to go to a prep school in the US. So having the platforms that we have existing in Canada now, I'm a champion. I celebrate that. It's just, I just want to make sure that the people that are involved are doing right by the kids. And that's the main #1 focus. Make your money, that's all good. But make sure that you're getting the kids are getting what you're promising.
So far, we've been successful. We've sent kids, you know, probably 20 plus kids away, you know, either to scholarships, colleges. One kid actually, Keontae Bills from North Preston, he's one of the first kids that we sent to the States. So he's doing very, very well.
I'm totally proud. I'm proud because he had a dream that he wanted, and he knew that in order to be successful with that dream, he had to follow it. And he really did man up, and with his grades academically, he was honors, he was high honors, he was on the principal's list, he did everything he was supposed to do, which he's still doing to this day. So I do feel that if it wasn't for Ming taking Keontae under his wing, I don't feel that Keontae would be right where he is today.
Really, really trying to change their lives and how they perceive things and how they view things. And that's one of our mission in our company, really trying to, you know, get them to where they want to go. One thing for sure is I will never stop. Never. And nothing can stop me.
An impressive story. If you have been sporting sweats or yoga pants to your Zoom calls lately, here's a little inspiration. 52 weeks, 52 different outfits, matching hat included. Our moment is next. Meet Laverne Ford Wimberly. The Tulsa, Oklahoma churchgoer has become a bit of a pandemic sensation, taking photos of her incredible Sunday best for the last 52 weeks. While many of us have taken the pandemic as an opportunity to dress a bit more casually, Wimberly upped her game. Her sartorial celebration is our moment.
It's kind of a reverence. You want to be respectful when you go to church, and primarily that's the reason why I continue.
When I put those clothes on, I'm ready to sit here in front of my computer and I do the church service first. I'm just accustomed to dressing up on Sunday and have been for all of my life. And so it was not unusual for me to do that, and I did not want to get out of the habit. I felt it gave me a little motivation just to be happy and loving it because I just like fashion, so it was no big deal for me to do that. After I started receiving all of these complimentary remarks, I thought, maybe I'm providing a service, because most of the people talked about how those messages were inspiring, or it was something I needed. They were going through something, and just kind of lifted their spirits and gave them a little hope. So I thought, well, maybe I need to continue to do that, and that's why I did it, not only for myself, but also for others as well.
It is spectacular in her home. It's a 3-bedroom house. All the closets are filled with hat boxes, no surprise. And when she was a teacher years ago, apparently she had a calendar that had all of her outfits kind of listed. We tried that on the National. I had numbers on all my clothes, ties, shirts, suits, lasted like just days and then fell apart. Her pastor said her hats reflect her inner wit, wisdom, and grace. That is the National for April the 4th. Good night.